Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my review of the game which took place yesterday between Arsenal and Chelsea in the Premier League at the Emirates Stadium, which Chelsea lost by 2-0. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this review is that firstly I'll be giving you the lineup in which Maurizio Sarri fielded at the start of the game, then I'll give you my thoughts on the game itself, and lastly I'll be giving you my thoughts on Chelsea's upcoming fixture against Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So it was a 4-3-3 with that deep line playmaker involved, and in terms of the personnel in which Maurizio Sarri went with, he chose to go with Kepa in goal. He went with a back four from right to left of Cesar Azpilicueta, Antonio Rudiger, David Luiz and Marcos Alonso. He went with a midfield three of Jorginho in that deep line playmaker role, with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante just ahead of him. And in the front three, he went with Pedro Rodriguez in the right wing position, Eden Hazard up top, and Willian in the left wing position. So getting into my thoughts on the first half, I thought that we started the game very slowly. We allowed Arsenal to press us. We allowed Arsenal to get a few of their players, so midfielders, front, their forwards, and some of their defenders to put us into small boxes, so that our key players can get pressed and lose the ball, which I thought was not good enough. We should have passed the ball quicker and tried to beat their press, which is something we need to improve on. We need to move the ball quicker, because yesterday we moved the ball far too slowly, and like I've already said, we allowed Arsenal to box us into corners, we allowed Arsenal to trap us in small boxes and get the ball back off us, which was not good enough. But yeah, started very slowly. Arsenal did start very well. They flew out of the blocks very quickly, and they got the goal in 14 minutes. Now the goal, two players to blame for this: Marcos Alonso and Pedro. They didn't get close enough to Lacazette. They allowed him to take a few touches, and they also allowed him to fire it past Kepa, who I cannot blame for that. It's not his fault. Lacazette just lifted it. Kepa was in a really good position. He just couldn't get his hands onto it. And to be honest, Kepa throughout the entire game was really good. He kept the score down, to be honest. So fair play to Kepa, fair play. But yes, that was the first goal. The second goal was even worse. We had five of our players on Laurent Koscielny, and Laurent Koscielny still managed to peel off them. If I remember correctly, the five players were Antonio Rudiger, David Luiz, Marcos Alonso, Jorginho and Kovacic, and they all allowed him to peel off them. And the goal itself just shows you how bad our defending was. The ball came off his shoulder and it went into the bottom corner, or was it the top corner? It's a bit ambiguous, that one, because it was kind of in the centre of the side, if that makes any sort of sense. But I'm just gonna say bottom corner for now. But that was atrocious, and at that point, if you're letting that go in, then you might as well lose the game. That was pretty much the story of the first half. We were poor throughout. We did create a few chances, but we didn't even have a shot on target. And funnily enough, that leads me on to my thoughts on the second half. We didn't even have a single shot on target until the 82nd minute, and that was our only shot on target throughout the entire game. And that shot came from Ross Barkley, who had to come on as a replacement for Mateo Kovacic, who I thought didn't have the best of games. But the second half, we were a bit better. We did do a lot more attacking, but we still weren't good enough. It was clear that we were missing the focal point, and I don't understand why Maurizio Sarri insists on playing Eden Hazard up front when he knows that he's not going to beat Socrates or Laurent Koscielny in the air. He's not gonna beat them. He's not going to beat them with his head, as in he's not going to win headers. So why are you playing him up front? It's not his best position either. Just stick him in the left wing position, please, and just put either Giroud or Alvaro Morata up top, or just get someone back from loan, because get Michy Batshuayi or Tammy Abraham back from loan, because I'm sorry, this striking situation is really beginning to irritate me. We've been playing like this for the last few games now, and yeah, it's not being good enough. Even when we beat Newcastle 2-1, I didn't think that we were that great, to be honest. But overall, the performance was dreadful. Let me just put it out there, we were dreadful. Our best players were Hazard, Kante, and Kepa. I don't really think that anyone else can go out of yesterday's game and say that they actually tried. Or obviously they did try, but I don't think that anyone else can say that they put in a good performance, because only those three actually tried, and maybe Pedro as well, because I thought that Pedro had a decent game. But other than that, no one else, just those lot. And in terms of the substitutions, I think that Maurizio Sarri needs to make changes quicker. He brought on Callum Hudson-Odoi in the 80th minute. I mean, what's he going to do in 10 minutes against an Arsenal side that are in the ascendancy? I'm not saying that Callum Hudson-Odoi is a bad player. I'm just saying that if Willian is still starting ahead of him when he's been better than Willian has been, even though he hasn't been starting games, if you're still allowing Willian to start, then if I was Callum Hudson-Odoi, I'd leave as quickly as possible. I'd leave before the January window shuts, because it's absolutely unforgivable that Willian is still getting games even though he's been poor. Even when he scored last week against Newcastle United, he didn't have the best of games. Now, that was a good goal. I may be going off on a tangent here, but it was a good goal from Willian last week against Newcastle, but he still had a bad game. So I don't understand what he does to keep getting started. Callum Hudson-Odoi needs to start against Tottenham Hotspur at Stamford Bridge, because if he doesn't, then I'd be very furious. And I don't often get furious about team selections, but Maurizio Sarri needs to change. But he needs to change his ways, because he's been really stubborn recently. But yeah, overall, a poor performance from us. Arsenal thoroughly deserved the win. They battered us from start to finish, and they could have scored more. But yeah, that's it for my thoughts on the game. My thoughts on Tottenham Hotspur in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. I think that if we are to get anything from this game, we need to start with a striker. We need to play Eden Hazard in his correct position, which is in the left wing position. We need to at least get a backup for Jorginho before we have to play Tottenham Hotspur, because if we don't, then it's guaranteed that he's most likely going to start. And I don't see. You know what? In recent weeks, I've been thinking that Danny Drinkwater can play in that deep line playmaker role. Maybe that's me being tactically naive, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not the best when it comes to tactics. But Danny Drinkwater doesn't even feature on the bench for us anymore. And to be honest, it would be nice to see him get some game time soon. But is he? No. But my logic behind this is that if we aren't going to sign any midfielders to replace Fabregas, then we might as well use what we've got. But yeah, getting into my thoughts on how I think it's going to go. At this moment in time, I can see us losing, and I can see us getting battered, because Tottenham Hotspur, they are playing Fulham at the time of recording, but they have been really good recently. They've been picking up a few wins, and they've caused us trouble twice already, so there's nothing that says that they can't do it again. But yeah, I'm not confident for that game. I think that if we are to win, then we have to play out of our skin, and we'll have to score more than one goal, because at the moment we don't even look like scoring a single goal. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully I get proved wrong, and hopefully Maurizio Sarri understands that he can't keep playing the same team every week. But yeah, I'll see you all very soon. I'll be doing some opposition reviews, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'll see you all very soon, like I said already. Come on, you Blues, and peace.